Candace, tell me about the Writer's Inner Circle. I've been hearing a lot about this, kind of the buzz around town. Tell me more about it.
Writer's Inner Circle is a community for writers that allows writers to come together and work on their material with other people that are writing, and it takes you out of seclusion. I think we need to write in quiet, and we need that space and that time, but we also need community to help inspire us and maybe even move us in the direction of the story. What I've found with my writers, when I work with them, with my authors basically, is that we'll sit in a group and it's like having a beta group for your book, and they'll read something and they'll go, well, what does that mean, and what if you went in this direction, and what if you went in this direction? And it has changed the course of the stories for some of my authors, where they've even gotten deeper into the subject matter.
Beautiful. So you talk about writing, needing that quiet time, so to speak. How does this translate into online support and then growing this beyond San Diego into other parts of the United States and maybe eventually the world?
That would be a wonderful thing to have it be part of the world.
Yeah.
I have a lot of authors locally that I work with, and I've done enough online community work to know that the same thing that you have in person, you can have online. And I've had authors contact me from outside of the area that want to be part of the community, but they can't drive to Poway, they can't drive to Rancho Bernardo or San Diego or Sereno Mesa. And so what I'm doing is creating an online writers groups where small groups can come together on Google Hangout or Skype, however it would fit the community, and do the same thing online that we do in person. And I think it can be equally as powerful. The couple that I've done have been effective.
Awesome.
So
great. So we're going to take a breath. Yeah.
Perfect.
So do you want to talk about the kind of what's coming up for the Kickstarter campaign, or we'll refer to it as crowdfunding campaign in general, because you may not use Kickstarter, so to speak.
That'd be wonderful.
Okay. And how should I tee it up?
You could say, I understand you're creating a virtual online village for writers, authors.
Okay.
Writers and authors, because it's for both.
Okay, great. Candace, I understand you're creating an online virtual village, basically, for writers and authors. Tell me more about that.
What I want to create, or what I am going to create with this venue, or this, can we start over?
Sure, no problem, yeah. He can chop my question, so just go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I am creating with my website, and there's a lot of websites for authors, and they can be very confusing and very complex and have a lot on them. But this website specifically is to take authors from the beginning of their book all the way to publication. And what I will have on this site are vetted professionals that are going to be able to step in and help them, that are trusted. When I started writing my books, and I started doing my some of my indie publishing and even my traditional publishing, what I found was I ran into a lot of dead ends. You need editors, you need copy editors, you need layout editors, you need marketing information. All of this stuff, writing the book is one thing, but there's also the business of writing your book, And what I want to do is create kind of a village, a safe village for people to come and gather together in community, but also have vetted professionals that they have access to, that they can ask questions to, and actually receive maybe a better price because they're part of our membership.
Great.
So I'm very excited about it. I've created a card game that I'm going to be presenting to help people with their creative blocks, and that's very fun. I'm very excited about that. So there's lots coming down the pike.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. I need to be part of this village.
I would love you to be part of it. Because
I'm working at the book, and I'm like, you're right. I'm not good at the writing part nor the business of writing part, so I need all the help from all angles.
I was shocked with the business of the writing.
Yeah, you're like, why can't I just write? What's wrong with just writing? And then
I know.
get out there. I'll get a literary agent and a publisher, and life will be great.
And it's just, we write from our heart.
Yeah.
And it is a work of heart.
Yes.
Writing is a total work of heart.
Yeah.
And the business of writing is business. And sometimes we have to learn how to merge those two so that we're comfortable with it. And I was horribly uncomfortable with it in the beginning. It was miserable for me.
Can understand. Well, thank you for doing great work. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Okay, Brett.
Yeah.
That was
Anything
fun.
else you want to elicit?
I guess we should maybe talk about contacting me for a half an hour complimentary session
Okay.
to explore if the services that I have make sense for them.
Okay. Then you can kind of talk about what that session is. So this will be a standalone piece.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Sounds good. Then I'll ask the question.
Okay.
So Candace, if a new author or established author wants to seek your services, how do they go about doing that, and how do you work?
They can go to writersinnercircle.com and submit a questionnaire. I have a questionnaire, and they will get a 30-minute complimentary consultation so that they can explore whether what I do works for them. I do think that everybody has to find their right path, and I'm not right for everybody, and I know that, but I can offer insight even in 30 minutes that might lead them to someone who they could work with if they find that my services aren't in line with what they want. It's just helpful to have another voice, to have a perspective, and we get locked into our perspective. And so it's something that I can help them just kind of find their way, find their path. So
Fantastic. Great. Thank you.
thank you.